Once upon a time there was a little girl who lived in a village near the forest. Whenever she went out, the little girl wore a little Red Riding cloak, so everyone in the village called her Little Red Riding Hood.
It started when I was on a one-to-one with a friend, talking about my business and my branding, and the fact that behind me in my home is the forest and the trees and the woods, which is where I spend most of my time with my dog. And because of what I do, I thought, Little Red Riding Hood, that's my customer. The wolf is the business risk, and I'm the woodsman because I come along and save everyone. That's why Little Red Riding Hood. You're my Little Red Riding Hood, and you need saving along with the grandmothers. So I look at your policies, I look at your processes and procedures. I can either do a gap analysis on your business to make sure that you're growing in the right direction. For everything I do, I make sure that I'm mitigating your risk. And the best way for you to be able to find out if you need me or not is to complete my scorecard, which is on my website. It's 7 questions. Okay, I've dealt with people who have been in business for 10 or 15 years and they get 7 out of 7. But when they get 7 out of 7, they think they've won. They think they've got no work to do. But they're the opposite end of the scale. Because if you've got 7 out of 7 on my scorecard, that means you've got 7 big problems you've got to sort, which are 7 big wolves you don't want. So do my scorecard. Okay, I'm a bit quirky. I'm not always what you think I am. Definitely not. My work is very structured. And in myself, I'm very free. I'm very open. I love a laugh. I probably swear a bit too much. And I love life. I love knowing what my purpose is. I love being able to support people. I love my duvet. I don't particularly like getting out of it in the morning, but we all have to. And I really love walking my dog. What else about me? I'm the most impatient person when it comes to myself, but I've got the patience of a saint with everybody else. I'm fun-loving. Love a glass of wine. But don't we all, ladies? And I'm very content in my world. So why am I where I am right now? I think especially over the last 12 years, I've spent more time being made redundant and going through the redundancy process. I started my business when my kids were very young, and I thought I could do it. I thought I could make it happen and be successful, but the pull between being a mother and on my own and having a career was just a massive gambling and juggling act, and it got too much for me. And then I became unwell. I had a breakdown which wasn't so brilliant, however amazing experience, and I can reflect back and think that I wouldn't want anyone else to go down that road, so that's where I love to support people. Always loved trees when I was little. Even my children used to take the mickey out of me because all I did was talk about trees. And then lo and behold, in my home, it's all full of trees. It's got pictures, I've got wallpaper, as a lot of people know about trees. And then I thought, that's what I need to have as my logo. That's where I spend most of my time, in the trees. Their growth, their sustainability. They make you feel safe and secure. So trees are for me. So let's start with accreditation and standardisation. Accreditation is a standard in itself, and it's something that you can gather as you grow in a business, and that's the most important thing. And what I do is I can help sole traders, but I'm more about companies who want to grow beyond themselves. And in that way they can get an accreditation and make sure that they've got a set standard within their business, which helps them to tender larger contracts. For instance, construction line, CHAS, ISO 9001, and the biggest one at the moment on trend is ISO 27001, which is cybersecurity. So I can help with the implementation and the monitoring and the assessing for that. So that's those two big words. Health and safety, I can do your policies, processes and procedures for health and safety, your risk assessments, and also your site inspections. And everybody needs those. Even if you are a sole trader, you still have a responsibility to yourself, your source and your supply chain. So you need to consider that. Policy and contract governance is literally all of your policies, processes and procedures. Whether you've got a website, you need a privacy policy, you also need T's and C's, every business, your GDPR, and it goes on and on and on. So writing those policies, processes and procedures, which then becomes the governance strategy of your business. Strategy and organisation, I'll look at your growth strategy, I'll do a gap analysis on your business to see where you could improve things better. And that then comes your organisation. So it could be the organisations of your filing system, or it could just be your organisation as a whole and how they grow. That leads on to staff training and performance programming. So qualified trainer, and so training and development in whatever area you want for your staff, but I also do online workshops and live interactive workshops on soft skills and health and safety and manual handling. So a real journey, an organic journey for your business from start to finish, really. Journey through the forest. Well, I do believe that every business has to know its visions, values and purpose, and I also go through that with everybody. But my personal values are that I'm personable, I'm knowledgeable. From being knowledgeable, I'm also, people call me inspirational because I inspire people to move further forward. And I'm also always there. Really important. For every person who becomes a customer or client of mine, I'm always there for them. I don't believe in paying for support. I believe in free support and free advice. Okay, so that is absolutely critical to me. But the other added value I've got is I do a work program. So say for instance you need 6 policies, I'd spread that over 6 months. I'd do 1 policy a month, and the reason I do that for 2 reasons. One, for is corporate responsibility, because everyone should know what's within their policies, so I create them and then give them to you for approval. And the second reason is for all small businesses, the biggest thing that they've got to consider is their budgets, so that's what I do. With me is that I'm really there for the businesses that want to grow beyond themselves. I'm there for the sole traders who want to see their businesses grow, not just remain on their own. So helping them with all of the right information, documentation, and making sure they're growing in the right direction are the people that I need to be supporting. So all those Red Riding Hoods out there are the ones for me.
Thank goodness you shouted loud enough for this kind woodsman to hear you. The woodsman knocked out the wolf and carried him deep into the forest where he wouldn't bother people anymore. Little Red Riding Hood and her grandmother had a nice lunch and a long chat.